types of the flow, always questions shall be asked in examination point of view. What is the major criteria you have to utilize to classify the flow? Open channel flow is defined in short as OCF. OCF stands for open channel flow. In short, it is written as open channel flow. As you are aware with the classification of the flow in pipe, as a laminar flow as well as a turbulent flow. Only the two types of the flow you are knowing in pipe flow. This classification of the flow is made as per the Reynolds number, non-dimensional parameter. And routinely you said like that, laminar flow is nothing but if the Reynolds number is up to the 2000, then it is a laminar flow. And if the Reynolds number is exceeded by this 4000 parameter, you called as a turbulent flow. But physically you have to be observed the laminar flow when the flow should be takes place in layers. Means one layer is moving over the another layer, or in lamina. And in turbulent flow, where you have to be observed the continuous mixing of the fluid particles, then you called as the turbulent flow. I am telling you the practical examples for the turbulent flow. So you know the mixing of the alum is also required as a preliminary dose in water treatment plant at the preliminary stage. So for removing the turbidity, so the alum, it is now in solid form, it is added at the preliminary stage in the water treatment plant for removing the turbidity of the water. So it has been allowed through the proper irrigations, through the cascades, so that the continuous mixing of the flow should be takes place, and let them to allow the turbulent flow so that the continuous mixing of the alum is also takes place and turbidity can get it removed. Only you are knowing the two flows in a pipe, but there are the different categories of the flow you observed in open channel flow. So what is the exact difference? Already you might be knowing the difference in between pipe flow and the open channel flow. With the different points, already you had covered this part. In open channel flow, only the atmospheric pressure is acting. And in pipe flow, you have seen that is the transition range or phase in between laminar to the turbulent, and that we call the transition stage. And the Reynolds number is lies in between 2000 to 4000. But now in classification of the flow, if you observe, so what is the criteria? The time and the space is the major criteria. So if we are considering the time part or the time constraints and the space constraints, if you are considering the time period when the water flow is to be takes place in a stream or in a canal, all these are the types kinds of this open channel flow. You have seen it in earlier part. And if the flow is to be constant with respect to the time, you have seen the depths d and the y. Actual depth of the flow, you are observing the y. So when the depth of the flow is not changes with respect to the time, then you call the steady flow. And if the depth of the flow is changes with respect to the time, then you call as the unsteady flow. So the steady flow and unsteady flow, then my question is over there. Let me know or let me answer. Either you observe the steady flow or unsteady flow in a pipe. So let me answer first. Either you observe the steady flow or unsteady flow inside the pipe. Please answer it. Yes, anybody? Please answer this question.
Steady flow.
Are you observing steady flow? Who is telling unsteady flow inside the pipe?
Sir, I tell steady flow.
Steady flow. Suppose you are maintaining the uniform diameter of a pipe. and pipe is not running full. So the half part of the pipe where the water can flow, and pipe has been laid it as per the slope. For example, water distribution network. You have seen the Hadigras method. So while the water is supplying from the main source to the city or around the city with the help of pipe network, so definitely you can be provided the slope to the pipe, and with gravity the flow should be takes place inside the pipe. And if in some of the cases we are providing the siphon, siphon is nothing but long bent pipe which is being provided because of many reasons. Is there any obstructions? Then you have to provide the siphon. So in siphon, at the top of the siphon as a summit point, are you getting the steady flow? Let me answer. If you are observing the siphon in a network, you are observing a siphon pipe and water can be flows through the siphon, and siphon is provided because of the obstructions due to the topography. Then let me know which type of the flow you observed in a pipe.
Unsteady flow.
So means whether how you justify your the earlier answers with unsteady flow. Another thing is that if I am using the different sections in the pipe network having the different diameters, in some of the cases I am providing the enlarged section, in some of the part I have to provide the contracted part, or you call the sudden enlargement, sudden contraction part, or gradual enlargement or gradual contraction part. Then due to this tapering section, if you observe, you have seen the many examples in venturimeter having the varying diameter through this tapered section. Then should you get the steady flow, or which type of the flow you are getting in the tapered section or in that section, sudden contraction, sudden enlargement? Let me answer.
Unsteady.
Unsteady.
Because of that, we are not getting the steady flow. So what is the exact meaning of the steady flow? Mathematically, it is explained as differentiation of y with respect to the time. Differentiation of depth of the flow with respect to the time. If it has the variations, if this value is not getting the zero, then you call it as the unsteady flow. And for steady flow, dy by dt is equal to 0, then you call the 0. When it is 0, so particularly in equivalent pipe, you observe the flow. So the flow is always the steady flow. Flow is always steady flow. Is one criteria based on time you classify the flow. Second criteria, you have to utilize the space. You know the space, suppose I am telling you the one example, water is going to be conveying from this Nira Devgarh Dam to the Baramati place by using the canal. Then space, distance is very much important part. Then how much the time is required to reach the water from Nira Devgarh Dam to the Baramati place. That means you have to understood that based on approach velocity. Time is required to approach the water, or the velocity at which the water is reaches to the Baramati place. So distance is a matter. So when depth of the flow is changes with respect to the x, then you call the varied flow. It's very important aspects based on criteria. You call the varying flow. So varied flow is nothing but dy by dx does not equal to the 0. Then when it is uniform, dy by dx is equal to 0 if the depth of the flow should not be equal to 0. Then my question is over there, in varied flow, either you observe the steady flow or unsteady flow. Let me answer. In varied flow, as per the space criteria, This steady flow is divided into two categories, uniform flow and varied flow. Similarly, in unsteady flow, it is divided into two categories, uniform flow and varied flow. So let me answer, in varied flow, which type of the flow is observed if you are considering the time as a criteria? Please answer it immediately.
Unsteady flow.
Unsteady flow. I am telling you one example. If the steady flow is classified as uniform flow and varied flow with the consideration of space. Even though I am telling you this is a non-uniform flow. Instead of varied flow, I am telling you non-uniform flow, where the depth of the flow is changes with respect to the distance. So when I want to bridge this non-uniform flow to the uniform flow level, then what type of the changes are required over the channel geometry is the important aspect, is again the challenge, is the role of engineer. You have to bring the non-uniform flow into the uniform flow. So what activities you carried hydraulically, what activities you carried over the channel so that you bring the channel as the uniform flow? Please answer it. Please answer. So I am expecting in a prismatic channel, I want to give you the clue. I am expecting the prismatic channel. When the channel is called the prismatic, if the bed slope of the channel is constant throughout its length, then I am calling that is telling that is uniform flow. Is that right? So in that uniform flow, I am expecting the steady flow, not the unsteady flow. Am I right? Are you agree with this? Are you agree with this? Suppose I am
Yes,
trying
sir.
to maintain the constant flow, and therefore all the assumptions are made in uniform flow based on this prismatic channel. Later on, the further part will learn it. So all the assumption has been made based on this prismatic channel. Similarly, this unsteady flow, these two categories I have to observe, uniform flow and the varied flow. In unsteady flow, in steady flow, a flow should be takes place with a constant diameter expected, and flow should be there with the varying diameter, unsteady flow as an unsteady flow. Then give the examples. Then I want to give you the example, steady flow and uniform flow. So the prismatic channel is a good example. Then the equivalent pipe is also another good example. And the very important part of this classification of the flow, in short, it has written as GVF, RVF, GVF, and RVF. If I am observing the varied flow, that is non-uniform flow, if the depth of the flow is gradually changes, if the depth of the flow is gradually changes, then I called this is a gradual varied flow. And if the depth of the flow is rapidly changes, suddenly changes, then I call the rapid varied flow. So the gradual varied flow, I am telling you, if the mild slope channel is followed by the steep channel, or steep channel flow is followed by the mild slope channel, then I have to observe this is the nature of this flow, that is the rapid varied flow, sudden change. But in case of the gradual varied flow, for a longer distance, I have to observe the gradual change in the depth of the flow. I am telling you the example of the rapid varied flow. So the water drop, hydraulic jump is the example of rapid varied flow. Waterfall is also example of rapid varied flow. Hydraulic jump and hydraulic drop is the example under rapid varied flow. Then similarly for this varied flow with this unsteady, again this classification, gradual varied flow and the rapid varied flow. So I have to observe this gradual varied flow inside the reservoir on its upstream side, when the water is getting stored on the upstream part of the dam or the reservoir, I have to observe the backwater effect. And those backwater effects are observed gradually. So the level of the water is raised up at a longer distance and which goes away from the section of the dam. Or I can observe the sudden change when the water should be takes place through the river, and is there any obstruction of the bridges, is there any obstruction of the weir, then definitely due to the afflux, depth of the flow is changes. So the level of the water is raised up. Level of water is raised up because of the obstruction of the piers. So the such change I have to observe. Are you getting my point? All of you understood this? All of you understood this? Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think 12:25. I want to stop the lecture. Okay. Should you stop the lecture? Because has the attendance again?